What's up, everyone? Steve here, Fanatic Perspective. What an incredible fight between Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz. I really enjoyed watching that bout, heavyweight championship for the WBC title, and Deontay Wilder goes through extreme adversity. I thought he was dead on his feet, 6th, 7th round, even after knocking down Luis Ortiz. And he battles back and lands one of the most vicious uppercuts I've seen in some time, especially from a guy his size with his power, and is able to stop Ortiz. Valiant effort from Luis Ortiz. Steroid accusation, not even accusation, just steroids aside, him and the whole Victor Conti thing. From a tactical perspective, he fought an excellent fight. Was able to counter everything. You could tell very early in the fight he had good timing and good rhythm for what Wilder was trying to do, and Wilder was very reluctant to throw early in the fight. And then when he did throw, Ortiz was able to land that left hook, use a little bit of jab work and get inside and land some heavy shots, and Wilder felt it. I know, after the fight, everybody's always going to be like, oh, you didn't hurt me, blah, blah, all these excuses. He was hurting Deontay with relative ease at many points in that fight. So one thing that we got to see from Wilder, though, is making adjustments. His chin, because I think he has been, he's been a little chinny in the past, but got to see him make some adjustments. See a strong chin, stay out, finish rounds when you don't have your legs, and then composing yourself to be able to not only finish the fight, but figure out how to land some more effective shots, which goes into adjustment category. But he seemed to have gotten a second wind later in the fight, and you could tell even when he anytime, and Wilder's one of the best I've seen in a long time at this. When he gets someone in trouble, he goes all in for the kill. But it's effective what he does, because some guys will gas themselves out running after people, trying to knock them out. But he also realized, like, there's a certain window of opportunity you have, because he knocked down Ortiz. I forgot what round it was. I think it was I want to say maybe the 5th round, where he knocked down Ortiz, and it went to the bell. And Ortiz was really hurt, but having that time with the bell and all that, and he comes out, Wilder didn't really jump on him the next round, which I thought was mature at the time, but it also allowed Ortiz to get his bearings back, get his legs under him, and then as you saw, he hurt Wilder to the point where many people, I think at ringside, Steve Harhood scored the round 10-8 for Ortiz. Because, if it had gone on another 30 seconds, Wilder would have got stopped. The referee would have had to step in. He was barely protecting himself. He was not engaging or throwing back. It was a scary situation for him. But that's boxing, man. And that was two big guys. And I know before the fight there was this whole thing about Ortiz having the 84-inch reach, and I think they, these mythical numbers or whatever. But he really did impress me with his counter-punching ability. And really putting pressure on Wilder at certain moments, getting him in the corner. His footwork was really good, especially for a man his size. But again, Deontay Wilder figuring out, cracking the code, that will to win, that will to get to Anthony Joshua and prove himself. He wants to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I believe last night they said that we haven't really truly had one since, I believe, Mike Tyson in 1988. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but wow, it was a very impressive fight, guys. Luis Ortiz, has nothing to hang his head on. He fought valiantly. Wilder just caught him at the end. That uppercut from hell, that was an unbelievable punch. And he was able to finish him with some left hooks on the chin. There was another right hand lead to the temple. Those were bombs. And you saw Wilder has unbelievable power. Even with him only being 213, I think they said before the fight, he was very very light. His legs didn't look great the whole fight. He didn't have that normal bounce of energy that you saw even against a Bermane Stilvern. But his power, he has unreal, oh my God, as Paulie likes to say, oh my God power. And he was, when you have power like that, you can flip a fight, even if you're losing, even if you're down 4 to 5 rounds. And I'll be honest with you, I thought Wilder was losing the fight. I had him down a round or so. I didn't agree. I think that at the time the cards, Wilder was up by a round on all 3 cards. I didn't really agree with that. I thought Ortiz, if it had gone to decision at that point, I had him ahead. So we move on to Anthony Joshua, and that's the super fight. That's the fight that will really bring back the heavyweight division into the fold. Honestly, across the world, the heavyweight division is already back. The USA just needs to catch up. We have a US champion in Wilder versus another guy who looks, it's Goliath versus Goliath. Another guy who's actually a little bit bigger in some ways, Anthony Joshua, who has some marquee wins. He's getting ready to fight Parker, I believe, at the end of this month. I don't expect him to have issues. I think he'll win that fight, and I think he's been left with no choice. I think Anthony Joshua, to Wilder's point, was ducking Ortiz, and that problem has been taken care of, so to speak. So now there's going to be 2 men left standing, unless Parker shocks the world, and I'm here for it. I want to see these guys duke it out. That's another fight. I said with the Ortiz thing, this fight's not going all 12. The Joshua, we've seen Joshua get hurt in the Klitschko fight and some other fights where he's gotten clipped. So, and Wilder too. Now the thing with Wilder, when you look at a Wilder and Joshua fight, Wilder is so unorthodox and he throws punches from crazy angles. I mean, and a lot of people in the boxing community look at Wilder like he's swinging recklessly and he's loading up. But one thing people don't understand is he has incredible hand speed for a man his size, and that's going to be a problem for Joshua. Conversely, Joshua being so much more adept technically than Wilder, I feel like he can fight in a myriad of ways. That's going to be an issue for Deontay potentially. So, man, I don't know who honestly, I would really have to think about who I would like in that fight. Obviously Anthony is as perfect as you can be from a win-loss knockout ratio. And Wilder's 40 wins, 39 knockouts. These are unbelievable statistics, guys. So really excited for the heavyweight division. You have two legitimate stars. Wilder's a star to me. And hopefully after this, now that he's fought another marquee name in Luis Ortiz and can get some of these promoters behind him to really build it up. I think ESPN, really tried to get him out there. I saw him on First Take promoting the fight. So these are, people have to understand, Wilder looks the part. He looks like a, freaking basketball player. And so does Anthony Joshua. They both talk a lot of trash. They're good for the sport. They're good for the division. And I'm excited. I like to see some other young guys come on. There's some other prospects that a lot of people don't know about. But these two guys, this is, a Goliath versus Goliath matchup will be so helpful and fruitful for all of boxing. So that's my recap. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the fight. Again, thought it was a great fight. Love to hear from you guys. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll definitely be coming to you guys for more of these boxing videos as well.